with Davide at the Horrible Guild stand at Spiel 2024 on the Sunday. And maybe your last appointment. Do you have one more after us, or is this the last one for you?
Just a couple more.
Just a couple more. Wow.
Yes.
Well, we're done, but sadly, Davide has more. But let's talk about some of the amazing games that you've got coming up. And we were really excited about this, which is Railroad Tiles. We featured it on our Top the Demo video. Talk to us about it, Davide. What is the game? How does it play?
So Railroad Tiles takes the same concept of network building from the railroading series. However, it brings it into a totally new direction. As players will be drafting tiles from the center board in columns, and the more tiles you get, the later on you will get to pick in the next coming round. You will grab those tiles and then you will use them to build your own network. And then on top of this network, in the second phase of each round, you will be placing pawns for trains, car, and travelers to earn points. The more you place in the same path of the same type, and the more points they score.
Oh, fantastic.
At the end of the game, you will also earn points for cities, which you build in your network. So at least 3 adjacent the town tiles will score you 5 points.
Ah, so this is a city here, I see.
Yes, those are town tiles. And then you will also earn points for the largest rectangle or square in your network. So 1 point each, 2 by 3, 6 points in this case.
Mm-hmm.
And then you will lose points for any open path after 5. So -1 after the 5th.
Got it. Okay. So much like in Railroad Inc., where you have those empty ends that don't connect to the edge, that loses you points.
Yes,
right? So
that's correct. So the game has similarities with Railroad Inc., but it's got an element of interaction, which a lot of people are going to enjoy.
Much more interaction.
Yeah, and also the drafting that tense when you get towards the end, because maybe you need that tile that's going to score you 5 points. So you want to keep an eye out on that.
So it plays in how long? Sort of half an hour, you'd say?
Yes, half an hour.
Great
and stuff. This is the core game. You also have in the core box objectives, which add a bit of spice.
Cool.
And all players have the same objectives. They're special tiles that you play in certain moments during the game, and they're going to earn you points if you manage to satisfy specific conditions.
For example, what do we have here as some objectives?
So this is the gas station. It's going to give you 4 points if you manage to put it into a road that's at least 8 tiles long.
Okay.
City mall, 4 points if it's inside a city that's made of at least 5 town tiles. City hall if it's in the midst of a cross with 2 tiles on each side. And central station if it's connected to at least 5 other stations like this one.
Is this the case where if you are the first person to do it, then you claim it and put it into your...
No, you actually got 1 copy of each objective per
each
player.
Oh,
yes,
okay,
you choose 3 objectives at the beginning of the game.
I think I'm more mean. I'll be like...
yeah. And when a flag shows up here, then it means that everybody must play an objective tile.
Oh, I see. So there is a timing element where it says, okay, now you must play one.
Yes, correct.
Is this a fixed draft of tiles then, Davide, or will more tiles come out in the game?
So you will actually have 1 column more of the number of players that you get.
I see.
Then the column that doesn't get picked gets a star. And whoever grabs that in subsequent rounds will also have like a wild card to change one of the placements available.
Fantastic. So this is currently on, is it Kickstarter or GameFound?
Yes, it's on Kickstarter for a few more days, and then it will be available as a late pledge.
Late pledge. So by the time you see this video, either it's just ending or will have ended, but you can still get hold of it, which is fantastic. So super exciting. We are dead keen on this, and we can't wait to play it. So do check this game out. And in the meantime, we're going to cut and check out some more exciting games.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. And we're back as if by magic with the power of editing with a brand new game. So this, Davide, tell us about this. And this is your new release for the show?
Yes, correct.
Fantastic.
Flower Fields. It's a tile placement game in which players will be trying to grow the most beautiful flower garden to attract bees and score points at the end of the game, each on their board. So as you can see, there's a drafting board with tiles. You get to pick the first one clockwise after the sun, or you can spend bees from your supply to skip them by placing one on top and grabbing the next one. So you will be building from bottom up or adjacent to previously placed tiles. And for the colors red, blue, and yellow, as you can see, there are B spots. When you play a tile, you can also play a B on top of it if you have enough in your supply. And at the end of the game, you will score for these three colors a number of points equal to the number of blocks of that color. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times Bs that you have.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And during your turn, instead of picking a tile, you can also grab one of the small ones from the center board and pay 2 Bs to the board. Or you can grab 2 Bs, or you can play 1 B from your supply on top of a tile that didn't have 1 because you maybe didn't have any in your supply. And the game lasts 3 seasons. A season ends when all the tiles around the board are gone. And at that point, you have a B income equal to the number of honeycombs that you have on the board and on the tiles minus the number of spider webs. So you want to keep track of that while you build and try to optimize your colors.
Nice.
So at the end of the game, you will earn points for blue, yellow, and red, as I mentioned, with Bs as a multiplier, while green is only 1 point per block in its largest area. But you will also earn points for completing rows and columns on your board. So you have plenty of viable strategies that you can apply to your game. You can maximize a multiplier, or you can just try to fill the board as much as you can.
Oh, fantastic. So yeah, I think I mentioned before we started rolling, it gives a feeling of something like patchwork. Right?
Yes.
Definitely. So I think if you like that, you would like this. But you could play with more players, right? It's not just a 2-player game.
That's correct. It goes up to 4.
Oh, fantastic. Does the game change much with the 4-player game? Is it more or less interactive? Is it slightly longer, slightly...
Drafting gets a bit more tense for players, so you will have to optimize with and work with what you got.
Okay.
Whereas with 2 players, you have a bit more freedom on planning ahead. However, the number of tiles in a drafting board is 4 per player, so that obviously influences how much you can plan ahead.
Yeah, fantastic. I really like the production of this game. It looks really, really sweet. And this is available to buy right now?
Yes, correct.
Wonderful. And it's available, so you can order it right now from your favorite retailer. And what is the price point for this game?
This is 30 euros.
30 euros. Fantastic stuff. And you can play this in under an hour?
Yes, absolutely.
Fantastic. So this is Flower Fields, and one that I know that I think Matt might be picking up, and I think I might be picking up because this will be played a lot at home. This feels like something for us for sure. So let's take a look at something else. So here we are, and we have something completely different.
Yep.
And what is this?
This is Spotlight, which is a hidden objects game for 1 to 5 players, in which you look for as many instances as you can of a given character or item on a board with a magic flashlight.
Look at this. We saw this as we were walking past the Horrible Girl stand, and I was like, holy cow, how does it work? It's the power of magic. Yeah, so you have your spotlight and you're trying to find your these characters.
Yes.
Amazing.
At the basic game difficulty, you will have 1 minute to find as many as you can. Each player has a different board, but they're all part of the same large picture. So you keep count, but you don't say out loud how many you found. And then at the end, you will use these dials to say how many you got. You reveal the dials at the same time. Then you flip the card and you say how many there were. And not only that, since boards have specific icons, you can also check out the positions of the ones you missed.
Ah, I see.
And how many you got determines how fast you're going to move on the track. You can play this both co-op, which is great with kids, but also competitive. So if you're playing co-op, you're trying to stay ahead of the moon that is chasing you, because moon means bad time.
Okay.
And players will move 1 step per star that is showing on the dial, as long as they don't overshoot it. Otherwise, they don't move. And the moon is going to be chasing you by moving steps equal to the number of moon icons that you see here. The difficulty modifier you got, plus you roll a die.
And I'll tell you.
However, if this face shows up instead of the moon, then everybody has low battery, and next round you're gonna be playing with a small flash.
Cool.
That's great. That's great.
That's great.
So you have cards in different difficulties. For example, cards with a heart icon are easier to find, so you can isolate them and use them with kids. Otherwise, you can just go with the toughest one, like the gnomes, which are my favorite. They're very sneaky and doing crazy things all over the boards.
Nice.
And at some point we realized that we were starting to remember how many instances of a specific character there were. Like
Yeah.
I love gnomes, so I know there are 10.
So you just
this.
well.
Okay. So what we did is we divided the boards into quadrants so that you can just say, let's play the whole game without the circle quadrant. And now you get 4 fresh numbers for each card. So you get a lot of mileage out of a 6
I
card deck.
see. Oh, that makes sense. So what happens if I'm going to say that there are, I don't know, 12 gnomes, and I guessed too many.
You're not going to move it all on the
At
track.
all. I
Keeping
see.
cheating. Can't
Yes.
find more than what they.
I found 12, but actually, if you're not accurate, then you don't move at all.
Yes, correct.
Oh, that makes sense. So this looks like a great game for families. Obviously inspired maybe a little bit by the Micro Macro series as well, but done in a completely different way here. And I love this expression with the flashlight. That's amazing. So would you recommend this for kids as well, right?
Yes, kids of all ages, I would
Kids
say.
of all
Yes.
ages.
I've seen kids like 9 or 10 up doing way better than adults, but I also enjoy it as you have different difficulty settings.
Yeah.
So you can play that 30 seconds with the hard cards, and it gets insane for adults as well.
Yeah, fantastic. And how many players can play this game?
Up to 5.
Up to 5 players and 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah,
Yeah,
15
so
minutes.
15
Yeah,
minutes.
5 cards
Bam, bam,
in a
bam.
game.
Job done. So this is Spotlight, and what an interesting concept. Thank you for showing us this.
Thank you.
Davida, thank you for taking through this fabulous lineup of games for 2024 and beyond from Horrible Guild. Super exciting lineup. Is there anything else you've got in the future that you could share with us? Maybe a little tidbit or even like something vague you can maybe promise for the future?
Something vague. So, as you know, we're fast at work on the Queen's Dilemma.
Absolutely.
Retro Tiles is coming out in retail next year as well. There might be more of the games that you already know and love. So expanding
okay.
your series. And there's definitely going to be new games, although I can't say much at this stage, maybe in a few months.
Okay, maybe in a few months. Well, we'll be in touch.
Okay.
Okay,
Absolutely.
good stuff. So if you like the sound of these games, maybe you should check out Horrible Guild and check out their fantastic games, Horrible Games. And if you like this video, then you know what to do. Shine the spotlight on the subscribe button and the like button and enjoy the rest of our content. Thank you so much, Davida.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, and we'll catch you again real soon. Bye.
Game reviews for you and me.